So today I decided I'm going to revisit something that I first did about 15 years ago-ish, I think. I did tell you about it at the time, and I think I took video of it as well, but this is obviously way before I really used to put anything on YouTube for you, and you didn't even have a phone that would record video then, I don't think. But I think I did show you at one point the footage that I'd taken the last time I came here, but it's interesting, I thought, to see the difference between that footage now and what you'd get these days. I mean, like I say, it's only been about 15 years, which really isn't that much time. But in terms of technology, you really can see the difference. I mean, I've looked at some of the videos that I've done, like in the last few years, and then compared it to stuff that I did, say, 10, 15 years ago, and there's a massive difference in terms of like just the picture quality. And I've got some of the old footage that I'm going to put somewhere in with all this lot, just to show you the difference in what you can see now to what you saw then. But anyway, like I say, about 15 years ago I walked along here, and I did tell you at the time, but I came across something that I really hadn't expected to see. And apparently this is called the Upper Don Trail, I think it was. I looked at my maps. See, at the time, when I first came here, I had no idea that it even had a name. I just thought, you know, it's just a trail through the woodlands. But yeah, they'll have names. I didn't know, so you can look that up on maps, can't you? But basically, I think at the time we were just going for a walk and seeing where it led. Do you know what I mean? Like I used to do in the days before I could look things up on maps and see where I was going to end up before I got there. Okay, so I took a slight wrong turn, as I am quite good at doing, and ended up getting to a bit where it was a bit too overgrown, and I thought, no, I'll turn back, I'm sure there's another trail, and here it is. So this is probably the one that we were on last time, as opposed to the one right by the water's edge. So it's not quite a recreation, or reconstruction, whatever you want to call it, because the path is quite overgrown, unfortunately. But if you can see there, that's what we suddenly came across. And I remember at the time thinking, that's a really weird place to put a grave, just one grave on its own, on a walking trail, and thinking, clearly that guy's family didn't like him very much. But what I didn't realise at the time is that if you go a bit further, there were tons of them. And I didn't know that this was actually a well-known graveyard. I mean, obviously, I'd never been before. I didn't really know many people, but I have since found out that most of the people who are locals to the area had always known about it. It was just I didn't, because I was effectively a tourist. But yeah, we carried on walking down here, and suddenly there were tons of graves, and I was like, oh, that makes a bit more sense than the solitary grave, because I thought, it's a vampire or something. And I think I do actually recall bringing you here once as well. I'm sure I did talk you into coming here, but it was quite late at night and you didn't want to go any further in, so you just came to the first grave that we saw, and that was it. You left it at that, and it actually had a hole in it, if you remember. And we were like teasing you, saying the hand was coming out of it, and you were a bit freaked out. But that was quite funny. I think that might be this one here, because they may have since mended it. Oh no, not really. There was a gap there, remember? And we told you someone was coming out of it, and you said, can we go now? But yeah, we'd walked in from that end. So yeah, I found out after I'd walked along this trail that you could get up and park around there, but at the time I didn't know. But yeah, you can walk all the way up there, and there's tons of graves. But when you're first walking along and you don't know the area and you just see one grave, it's really, really random and bizarre. But I'm going to put up the old footage, because we've got some footage that where we walked up here, and the difference in the picture quality is unbelievable really when you think it's not been that long, to be honest. And yet I filmed that on a proper camera because I don't think you really had video phones then. I mean, yeah, you could do short clips on a phone, but nothing like you can get now. And this has just been filmed on the phone, and it's so much clearer than what I originally took, which I am going to put somewhere in this video, either overlaid or side by side or something, I don't know. I'll decide in the editing process, but I thought you might like to see a little bit more clearer footage, even if it has taken me 15 years to get it for you, because I can't imagine you're ever going to come here. But it's fascinating because apparently the train tracks that's just up there, I'll just zoom in, you can go over the train tracks there, there's a bridge, and then at the other side just more graves. So they actually built a train track through the graveyard apparently and had to dig up a load of graves to make way for it. This is what I heard anyway, but I found all this out afterwards. But it's fascinating, isn't it? I think most of the graves in here are about 120 years old, and that's the youngest ones. So this is getting up to the top of the hill. So I started out down there, and this bit here goes over the train tracks. I'm not actually sure if they're properly in use. I thought that they were completely disused, but then one day I saw a train going over them, but it was like a freight train. It wasn't with, you know, passengers on it or anything. So I think it is still used for freight, but I'm not sure about anything else. I'm not sure whether I took videos or anything of this bit last time, because we used to go to the other side of this bridge and then turn left and then go up there, and I did get a picture of a car that someone had driven down onto the trail up there and then just left and burnt it out. But I might not be able to find that picture because I don't think I've stored that on any recent devices. I think I put it on a disc, and as you know, I don't have anything to play discs on anymore, so I can't actually look at any of the old footage. But yeah, we walked up there a few times, and you used to be able to get in there. Not that I'm saying we did, because we were well behaved, obviously. But if you continue along here, there's a few more graves. I don't think there's as many at this side as there is at that side, but there are a few just dotted about. I think it was up there. You'd walk up there and go around the corner and there's just a couple of graves. And of course it's raining, and of course I didn't bring an umbrella, because why would I? It was lovely and sunny though when I set off, and then I got an alert on my phone saying it's going to rain at 11 o'clock, and I thought, great, just my luck. Yep, there you go. Some more graves. Like I say, don't think there's as many at this side, but there are some. You can walk there into town, which you can also do at that side, which I'm probably going to do at that side because I think it'll be a little bit less overgrown. And I might be able to show you that bit I showed you before. I think I said like 3 buildings that look like they've never been finished. They've either been stripped out or they never finished them in the first place. But they basically could have been done up to make really nice houses by the side of the river. Okay, so I went up to the top, and I'm going to go out this route instead. This was another way out. This was actually the way that you came in with us, but they've kind of done it up a bit since the last time I was here. And I don't know if you remember it, because it is quite a long time ago. I've got to say it's about 10 years, I think, since you came here. So, if not more, to be fair. So yeah, none of this was here. See, That's what it's called, Wardsend Cemetery. But I didn't know that it actually had a name or anything when I first came here. Like I said, I just found a random grave and I thought, oh, why is there a random grave? But yeah, you could walk down there as well, and it leads to kind of this industrial place. But they've put up a sign and a little seat so you can sit and admire the river. Yeah. Like I say, none of this was here. And even the bridge has been redone. I've remodelled. I seem to recall the last time I came here, there was no path on this bridge. So you basically would walk across it, and if a car came, you were just like squeezing along the edge and hoping that it'd squash you. But yeah, look at that. Isn't that amazing? That's so nice. And there's just, it's like an industrial estate and the dog track and everything down here. So this bit isn't exciting. I'm going to go to Hillsborough and see if I can buy myself an umbrella. It won't stop raining. But yeah, we used to park here and then just walk over because it was a lot easier to get there that way. But I can't go to where the houses are because there's loads of vans and stuff blocking that bit, and I thought I don't really want to walk down there. No idea what they're doing. I don't know if it's workers or if it's people who now live in there or whatever, but I thought I'll not risk walking through there. So I'm going to go around this way instead. Hopefully, like I say, with a brolly. But yeah, I thought I would redo that, revisit it, get better quality footage, and you can see what you think compared to what it was like years ago. I mean, I know the place hasn't really changed, but the footage has. So now you've got to see it again in HD.
Domino. Which house would you want to live in then? Oh, you could be by the river then with your mum.
I like that big one. Yeah! Ow! Look at the little stomach.
Go on then. You follow Jay.
sanctuary. I can be careful, don't you? Pretty river. I hope that thing was a fish. I can climb over the tree.
Sit on one of the logs, don't we?
I'm just going to do this
Yeah.
bit for my mum.
I can sit
Show
on
the barbecue area for where we can have our barbecues in the summer. Obviously get rid of the graffiti. Show her the well. We have to cover that up because we don't want pussy in the well, do we? And showing Mum her house.
I'm just finishing.
She's going to to my mum's front door, and that's how quick it is to the river. You should like that. Nice secure back garden. Magic mushroom. You might want to redecorate. And you probably need a new staircase. Barbed wire for uninvited guests. A free dog with every purchase.